Welcome everyone to chapter 3. It's legal terms for today. We are covering legal terms in life insurance. It's an important topic. And now, contract to be enforceable, it must have a legal purpose. There should be a legal purpose to enter into a contract, right? So the insurance contract is legal because the license for the insurance company to operate in the state, that's called a certificate of authority, is given by the state, right? So the government is giving the license to the insurance company, and then you're studying for your license on this side. Also, the government is giving us the license as an independent agent. So if the government is involved, it must be legal, right? So there also should be a legal purpose to enter into contract. The two parties in an insurance contract are the insured and then the insurer. The insured and the insurer, right? So, and there are 4 essential elements of every life insurance. What should be, from legal perspective, what should be in there, right? So the parties have to be competent. What does that mean? So the parties are capable of understanding. They must be of legal age, and also not be under the influence as well. So they are competent parties. So the parties have to be competent. That's one essential element of a life insurance contract. Second, there must be a legal purpose to enter into a contract, right? So the third is there have to be an offer and acceptance. So there cannot be negotiation. So the insurance company is offering, the insured takes, right? So you cannot negotiate for the price. There have to be an offer and acceptance for the contract to be valid. And also consideration is from the insured is to pay premium and to be faithful in answering the questions. You might see that in the exam as well. What's the consideration from the insured? To pay the premium and to be faithful in answering the questions. And then the consideration from the insurance is a promise to pay benefits. A promise to pay benefits. If this happens, there's benefit. If critical illness happens, a living benefit for an insurance with the living benefit. So the promise to pay, which is legally enforceable. So only one is legally enforceable, and we call this 4 elements clock. Competent parties, legal purpose, offer and acceptance, and consideration. All right. Now, which of these is not a requirement of a contract? Is not a requirement of a contract, of a life insurance contract. Parties involved must be competent. Is that true? Yes. Equal consideration is required between the involved parties. There is no equal consideration, right? Contract must have a legal purpose. Yes, right? We've seen that. Offer and acceptance must be involved. That's true. So it's asking for not true or not a requirement. That's very common in the exam questions, by the way, right? Not or accept. So there is no equal consideration in life insurance at all, right? So the premium you pay is not equal to the benefit you get. So it's an equal contribution, and equal consideration is not. So that's the exception, right? There's also should be an insurable interest, right? One has to lose value if someone pass away. That's an insurable interest right there, right? It's also either by blood or by law. By blood or by law. So by blood is a family member, right? And then by law is business partner to business partner. So if you open a business with someone, you can have an insurance against each other, right? Because if someone pass away, and that causes the business to decline, to lose value, right? And then also spouse and children are there, right? So there are different angles that we can look into an insurance, and we call it a conditional contract, we call it a contract of adhesion, we call it aleatory contract. So these different angles help us to see what type of contract it is, right? It is a conditional contract, which means that certain conditions has to be fulfilled. The insured must pay the premium and be faithful in answering the questions, and also the insurance company has to pay have the promise to pay benefits, right? So those are conditions has to be fulfilled for the insurance contract to be valid. And it's also a contract of adhesion. Either you take it or you leave it, right? There is no negotiation at all. You accept or reject in full, and that's a contract of adhesion. And also it's a aleatory contract. By definition, if you just Google what aleatory means, it means unequal value, right? So it represents an equal exchange of value. So the insured and the insurance company, there is no equal value to exchange. It's an equal value, right? It's an equal value. So question like this, right? Which of the following is not true about aleatory contract? An insurance contract are considered to be aleatory. That is true, right? B, the insured and the insurer have a potential for an equal contribution. That is true, right? An insurance has an equal contribution. C, the insured and the insurer contribute equally to the contract, right? They don't contribute equally to the contract. So it's an equal, right? So C is the exception. Aleatory contracts are conditions upon the occurrence of an event, right? Certain event has to happen. A critical illness has to happen, or a death has to happen. So it's dependent upon an event in the future, right? So that's aleatory. Now, we also say an insurance is what? An indemnity contract. Indemnity means it indemnifies. It puts it to the original condition. It makes it whole, right? A loss happens, it puts it back to become whole, or to the position that it was before the loss. So we call, for that reason, we call an insurance is an indemnity contract. And the event causing the loss must be predictable and measurable, right? You must be able to measure that to make a payment. So this might come on a multiple choice: predictable and measurable. But it cannot be catastrophic, right? If a hurricane, is causing a lot of loss in a city, and that catastrophe cannot be covered by insurance, right? So the government has to be involved, so the insurance company is not. So it cannot be catastrophic. So it has to be predictable, measurable, and not catastrophic. And the other element to know is unilateral contract. An insurance is unilateral contract. We are talking about from a legal perspective. Only the insurance company is legally bound, right? They make legally enforceable promise of paying the benefit. So the insurance company cannot withdraw from a contract. The insured can do, because the insured is not legally bound, right? It's not to your benefit, but you can leave the life insurance. So for that reason, life insurance is unilateral contract, right? So exam question like this, right? A unilateral contract is one in which there is a potential for an equal exchange that is aleatory. A is aleatory, it's not unilateral. B, only one party, the insurer, makes any kind of legally enforceable promise. That's the answer, right? So only the insurer makes legally enforceable promise. That's unilateral, right? And then a contract has to be prepared by one party, the insurer. That's true, but that's not the unilateral definition. Is from the legal perspective, making legally enforceable promise. An exam question like this, right? Ambiguity in life insurance contract are resolved in favor of who, right? So always know the insurance company is preparing the documents. If there is any ambiguity, it has to be resolved in favor of the insured, right? Can give you different choices: insured, insurer, and agent. The answer is the insured. Makes ambiguity are resolved in favor of the insured. Life insurance contracts are valued contract, right? It means that a value has to be assigned at the time of application, and that insurance pays the lump sum regardless of what the loss is, right? So it's a valued contract. So that's it for today, right? Stay tuned for part 2 of the legal concept. So legal concept is a very important part of life insurance contract. I hope you are getting value from here. Please subscribe, like, and share. And if you like comments, that would be great. Anything that we can improve, we can delightfully do that. But we're glad to bring value. We're getting a lot of comments and encouragement that this is making a difference in people. So we're glad to do that. All right. Have a good day.